give you some actual context, my friend Zaki is basically made a whole video. He got the early access to the new Icebox map, and he did find a few secrets I wanted to talk about in this simple video. So be sure to subscribe for more Valorant content, and be sure to also check his channel out by the end of the video. And yeah, let's get into it. Can we just take a moment of appreciation for how much effort he actually put into this video? So this is one of the few things I'm going to be talking about. Like, this is pretty unique, and I guess there's a lot of lore that Riot put into this that a lot of people are not going to be discussing yet, or people just don't want to discuss it. But yeah, we're getting so much lore right now because it's half a year past the release, so it's time to focus less on the game, on the improvements, on the nerfs, and more on the lore to keep players for the rolling in for the longer term.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another Valorant Hub Icebox video. Very soon you will be able to play Icebox. But before that, I think it's time to show you every last detail most of you will likely miss in the midst of all the clash and heavy battle. Before I start, really quickly I advise you to check Twitter for the non-stop Valorant updates that have spawned since the start of Act 3.
Well, I definitely do that. I definitely follow his Twitter, and I get a lot of stuff, a lot of news from that.
Right now we're also giving an Act 3 Battle Pass giveaway too, but enough of that, let's get into the video.
Yeah, so I forgot to mention he's also doing a Battle Pass giveaway, which is pretty much awesome. If you want a Battle Pass for free, all you have to do is follow his Twitter. I'll leave a link down in the description below if I don't forget it. But yeah, be sure to check that out.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Valorant Hub. My name is Zaki, and in this video we are of course looking at the entire map. Now you're probably wondering, why do we have this screen right here? It's because I use this gameplay as an observer basically to look through the entire map. So let's start off right here. We're not going to be looking at this for too long, in fact let's just skip. Here we are. So as you can see, this is us looking at the entire map. By the way,
this map is beautiful, by the way, like pretty much beautiful.
There is a facecam version of this video as per usual. Not always going to be the case, but you know, right now with Act 3 being new and everything, I decided to do it. So if you want to watch this entire thing with a facecam, as you can see me on Zaki number 2 high there, basically today we're going to be looking at every corner of the map. That typing 1 hour ambient noise or ambient Valorant or whatever into YouTube, you will in fact find our video on that. And the reason why I did that is because I know that some of you are like, why did you post that? It's because I know that there are a lot of people on these interesting, and I think it points us closer to lore.
Yep, definitely closer to lore in my honest opinion as well.
So hopefully we do in fact go in there at some point in the near future. I'll just keep going forward. I know we've already been in there, but I in them, but we don't.
This is really interesting. This is actually really interesting.
Don't actually know where it's going. Now, you can't see past about this area, like where we are right here basically. We can't see past this area really as a player, but with the camera we can go a bit further. Unfortunately, this is...
Bro, I guess this is like a transportation for Radianite in my honest opinion. Like, if you're looking into it, it would definitely be cool if they put something behind here for, you know, people being intrigued. I think they could do that still, you know, Riot, making so many assumptions and stuff like that would definitely be a cool thing to see.
All we have, and I think if we go a bit further than that, which I have gone further, so I do know, but clearly we don't do it here. If you go further than that,
and we have all these Radiant boxes, which is pretty much awesome.
There's basically nothing. Hopefully we do go further. Let's see. We do. Okay, and as you can see, everything is hollow from that point onwards, but that is essentially the tube with boxes there.
Yeah, so I guess these are some form of Radiant boxes owned by Kingdom basically.
And a door, it looks like, over there. And yeah, this is obviously where players can well, this is basically mid/B site. And then here is another place that you probably never looked at before. You kind of know where this is already. Unfortunately, there's basically nothing down here.
It's really interesting that they put anything over here, but he's exploring every corner of the map, and some corners of the map have some pretty interesting stuff in it.
When I first used the observer tool to come down here, bro, honestly, my reaction at around... Hold up. My reaction at around... this point here, I was like, oh my god, we're about to find everything. And then...
I guess he also looks into the reactors and small Easter eggs. We kept seeing teddy bears in here. And teddy bears are something like sort of an Easter egg in Valorant.
This right here. What is this? What is this? What is it? Now, I think we might even go inside the pod, but you can't actually see anything inside it. As you can see, there's no hidden teasers inside the actual pod itself. You can only see...
I guess these are not really pods, but I would say they're reactors of some sort for fueling actually the Icebox map in that regard.
Yeah, some sort of orange solid or whatever it might be. So you can't see what's inside it, but I do have some theories as to what might be in here. And of course, like I say, what is this? That's something that I might put in the thumbnail. I don't know, but regardless, quite interesting stuff. Obviously, we have the Kingdom logo right here, the Kingdom Corp logo right here. And this is quite literally in pretty plain sight, in as much as it's right next to, is within the facility that everyone fights at A. But yeah, we honestly have no idea really what's in here. I have some rough clues, but we're going to look into that a little bit later on. So,
as you can see, they don't put anything in the vents. People were speculating that it's going to be something about the vents, but it's not really.
If we go through the vent, as you can see, it's a very hollow wall. And actually now...
this is what I like. This is like radionite boxes. Like, you can see these everywhere, and they basically power for facilities, for Haven, for Kingdom, and whatever.
Ow, okay, so this is some stuff that you'll have seen on Twitter actually already from my time we play on Icebox, which of course...
I'm pretty sure these basically power the stuff up.
You will be able to play in the very near future. I'm not going to skip this part right now. I'm going to have some coffee actually. And this was a bit... so this is interesting.
I like how this submarine leads down. It could mean, you know, they have some unused assets, because why would they make only one part of the submarine? It could be leading down because they meant it to make like in a practice range or something in our base of operations, and just didn't go through with it. That's very much possible, because otherwise why would they model in stairs? Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but hey.
Interesting, because obviously you don't really get to see this part of the ship anyway, like this especially, but it's obviously very hollow. So here we have the room.
This is a really nice room.
In Defender Spawn, and this a Defender.
This is the stuff I've been talking about.
Yeah, Attacker Spawn. Attacker Spawn. This is what we saw actually quite early on in terms of A, some teasers that I was doing on Twitter, and B, some I think I did that sort of map tour, that hour tour. We looked at it from the window to the right, but we didn't look at it like this. Now this, I think, is...
this is something real interesting that, you know, we're gonna be seeing more of this. This is what we're probably been waiting for. This could be potentially new agent, or it could be new lore. So I'm guessing it could be new agent coming from the site Heaven, from Japan, or I'm guessing most likely. But we're gonna see more of it basically. I don't know if exactly we'll be getting this type of agent. For example, it could be he just has this equipment, but in game he's something completely different without armor. But it's definitely going to be Japanese or Chinese. Definitely Asian. Like, they want to diverse the game. You know, they want to attract as many people as in. And when they're getting new servers, they're getting Indian and they're getting Middle Eastern. They want a lot of people from diverse countries playing the game.
That's this video. So we're, what, 12 minutes in? That makes sense. So what the heck is going on here? So we have... what looks like some sort of samurai, potentially, and actually some people have, I've showed some of this already, and some people have already looked at it and sort of DM'd me about what they think it is, but this looks very, in fact, it is...
because this ties basically to the generator, main generator. I guess I said they were for power supplies, which is very interesting, because here it looks like the map where it had teddy bears, and teddy bears usually mean Easter egg, right? So this is very interesting, like, this big I don't think it's a generator room anymore. It could have been a generator room before, but now it's definitely something more unique in that regard. It could be a cryopod freezing engine. I don't know why they have 3, 4, 5, 6 samurais in here, but that's something I want to learn.
It's surely the same room that we were looking at with all the orange pods in before, that had sort of, you know, that face at the top and stuff. I think that this right here, this person or this type of person, this samurai or whatever, I have a feeling that people are being put in these pods.
Yeah, that's definitely true. People could be put into the pods, but why is there a samurai here?
I don't know why. I don't know how, but they're being put in these pods just based on what I'm seeing here. Now, what does this mean exactly? I don't know if this is a new agent. It might be. I'm probably not.
It might be a new agent. The chances are slim, like they wouldn't just reveal an agent like that. But hey, could be potentially, it has to be connected to something, which I'm really interested in. But I don't think we have enough lore in it yet, or we don't have enough leakers, we don't have enough identifiers, enough people interested in this for people to actually care.
I'm not going to market it as a new agent. I don't know. I don't think it's a new agent, though. It could be what
I don't think it's a new agent, but I think it's something connected to the new agent. So perhaps an armor he had before he was an agent or something like that. Definitely.
Do know is that it's most likely at least a character within the storyline, which is still very interesting because
it could be a character in the storyline. That's definitely true. That's what would potentially happen.
So a lot of us are looking for lore and still haven't really seen a lot of it yet. So hopefully. Anyway, moving forward now, let's look at these screens right here. So some people have said that this is where Kingdom Corp has already taken over. And then of course here we have what looks like some sort of map. And looking at it now... Is that... No, I don't think it is. I was trying to figure out if that's some sort of like representation of this map, but it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. I was looking at that as if that was like B Kitchen, but I don't think that's it. And then of course we have Experiment X.
Oh, I talked a whole video about that. So if you want to do that, check out one of my videos. I also talk about this, so I'm gonna skip this part probably.
X011 here, which is I believe the last card of the Act 2 on the table. Okay. And of course we have the world map on the table. We have what looks like some sort of... We actually see this at Bind... Is it Bind? Yeah, at Bind...
I think it's just like decorative plant. I don't look much into it, but it could be some sort of a statue. It's really interesting, like, because we also see like Aston pulling up as an island, right? So could be some sort of a Radianite statue, but nobody knows for sure.
B sites on Defender Spawn. I was trying to think for a second there. I didn't want to get that wrong. So we actually see that if you have a look at the back alley basically of B site on Defender Spawn, you'll see that there's actually quite a lot of, or there's like 3 or 4 of those maybe on the shelf. Then we have a walkie-talkie. It looks like we have some pens potentially, and we have the world map here. We can't actually read what's here, and then of course we have.
Okay, so this is actually probably just like some random scribblings. But I think it says lab here. I'm not sure.
Got some Radianite cubes here, whether they're...
I don't know. It looks like lab, but I'm not
just
sure.
Models or whether they're actual Radianites. I don't know. And then of course we have a lot of chairs here, which I would assume that means that, you know, this sort of some sort of quarters or whatever.
I definitely think it's quarters from the Radiants, basically the agents, because the attackers started on the submarine, and then they move out. Like they're attackers, right? And the kingdom agents are basically protecting their site. So these are probably Radiants who are trying to stop Kingdom. That's how I see it.
Whatever else it might be, I can't quite...
And this could be possibly where Kingdom has taken over.
To be honest with you. But regardless, that is what we have right now with this room. And that's quite a lot when you think about it. We have what looks like some experiments going on. Whether this is some preservation thing or whether they've been captured, I can't really tell.
There's a lot more to look into it, but I'm thinking we're getting a trailer or a comic soon. That would be awesome.
Obviously by Kingdom. I don't know what that is, but that's something we'll look at later on. Obviously we've seen this. We saw this even before Valorant Act 3 came out. We saw this in Act 2, but at the end of it...
I think this is more connected than we think. It's a huge Radianite cube, so it could be a lot more than we expect.
So here we go into the other room. The darkest room of them all, right? And unfortunately, this
Seems like they're just not used here, didn't use any exits.
Unite might be
But this is really interesting, like this part.
being used to
Like this could be either the, you know, the researchers, because it's very cold, or I don't know, there's 5 suits in here.
do something here, whether it's preserving them, but I don't think that's preserving. I can't quite tell. It might be.
I think it's kind of charging them from what I see, like heating them up. As you can see here, that it's kind of heating up these suits, which is really nice.
It might be that Radiant is being used to preserve these people, I would assume.
I don't think it's people, I think it's just suits.
Inside these inside this room.
But it could also be people that basically, you know, are waiting in their pods.
There aren't a lot of them though when we think about it, really. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side, I believe. And then so maybe like 8 overall, something like that, maybe 10. 1, 2, 3.
If it's 10, it could be connected to agents, but if it's not 10, then I guess they could potentially just be suits, because they're like hanging it there, right? So I'm guessing it could just be like a suit hanging. The scientists already left, and it's like heating them up, you know, storing them basically to keep them dry, basically.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, most likely. And
because they're not moving in the suits inside the building, right? That's what I think.
then, yeah, we obviously have, in the middle, we have this sort of, you'll see it now, yeah. We have this sort of generator thing, it looks like.
Yeah, the generator is probably for heating them up.
That is clearly giving off some sort of heat or whatever. People were saying that the smoke that they were seeing in the videos is unstable radianite, potentially. You could be right about that. But what's interesting is this room in particular. I don't know what this is for, but it's clearly lore. Like, honestly, I was saying this within the game, and some people were like, are you sure about this? As in people who I was playing with in the event. This map is rich with lore. It really is, it looks like. Now, I haven't connected all the dots to this lore, and I've said this plenty of times. I don't know, and I'm not a full expert with the lore of this game as much as I'd like to be. But it's very hard to say that this right here isn't somewhat part of the lore of this game, and I would be interested to see who these people are. It looks like there's hands down here. I mean, I'm only saying that because would a suit normally have gloves?
I think it's the gloves. Yeah, I think a suit would normally have gloves, to be honest. Like, especially suits that you work with Radianite, and they're owned by Kingdom. They definitely have gloves.
I'm not sure. So maybe there really is people being preserved, but when we go inside them, which I believe I do eventually, when we go inside them, you can't see anything. You see?
Nah, I just think it's honestly just suits with gloves, like gloves against Radianite, because both Viper and Omen were using these experimental suits.
It's a hollow suit, it looks like. But
even Viper was working as a scientist here, I think.
Of course, that might just be because they don't want to show us who I should say is actually in here. I think hopefully now we're going to start looking at the recreational room a little bit more. So people are saying that this is Phoenix, right? That this is Phoenix's jacket on the TV. You can pause that if you would like to. Actually, let's go back to, because I went back by that really quickly. Some people were saying this is Phoenix in his jacket, whatever. Now, in my opinion, this looks very similar to either Shatter or Crusader, I can't remember which one, that was constantly being talked about a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, that could be the Crusader, you know, the Radianite agent that's made out of like diamonds and stuff.
We'll look a bit at this TV later on, because clearly I move away from it pretty fast, and we'll see what else is going on. The reason why I move away from it pretty fast is simply because we already had a very good look at this. Now I think we're going to go into this room here. Is English, or is, you know, written language.
We don't get much about this except refinery over here.
And other things are quite literally just you know, trying to, you know, squares representing text that would be there. So this is Kingdom Refinery, and then some information here. A here, don't know what that's about. Have no idea what this is about either. Honestly, pretty much have no idea what any of this is about. And if you have any idea, by all means, let me know. But this is also quite
this is definitely an interesting part.
Interesting. Wow, so interesting that I skip away from it very quickly. This is also quite interesting here. I don't know what the obsession with A is here at all. I don't know if that's just because we are on A side.
A probably stands for Atlas, but I'm not sure. Maybe the Atlas Corporation.
Or whether there's something more to it. We do have A Central here though, and this is not the map, but I don't know what this actually is. And if anyone here has any idea, by all means.
Well, this could potentially, they could just put this stuff, but I don't know, they could put like, this looks like water, right? So this looks like water, this looks like water. And this is how they do it. Like, this is an outpost. I'm guessing this is another outpost outside of the map. I'm not exactly sure, so I'm not here to judge.
Let me know. Either tweet at me on Valorant Hub or my personal Twitter account, or write a comment. But bear in mind that I'll see tweets more than I'll see YouTube comments, simply because there are more YouTube comments than tweets these days. So I can't really see exactly what these things say. That says old something.
Old, and they didn't want to tell you.
That says district something. I can't, something district. I can't. That says station. Something station.
So maybe the station we saw before that basically defines, you know, the rail tracks. Maybe that. Maybe.
I actually didn't see these before. Kingdom. So I'm wondering what the reason why I'm slowing down now and not speaking is I'm genuinely, I haven't seen, I've seen this stuff. Honestly, I've seen a lot of stuff. Let's be real. I've seen a heck of a lot of stuff recently. So trying to piece everything together, I haven't done everything straight away. And once this comes out, once this map actually comes out, I'll be showing, I'll be not just showing, because you'll be able to see everything that I'm showing anyway, but I'll be analyzing this stuff a lot more, because honestly,
I want to look into this as well. Like, I can't wait till we get a new map.
I haven't had time with all the editing that I've been doing to see exactly what's being done here. But that looks, and this is a pure guess, but that looks somewhat like maybe transport station.
Yeah, that could be a transfer station. That's a good catch.
This is a central. This is something
A central could probably mean the map, you know?
District, from what I'm reading here. That's another district.
So they have old, probably old is like an old building that's not used anymore. That could be potentially true.
This is Old Town. Maybe it looks like old something.
I don't think it's Old Town. I think it's like old. It has 5 letters as I look at it, but it has old house. That's all I can see from that. But I don't know why they would put a house in there. So it could say maybe old district or old something something.
Can't really read it. And then Kingdom
headquarters. Yeah, that's true.
Quarters, I think that says. So this is the headquarters potentially. And then in cases, that's definitely transport station. That's definitely Kingdom HQ.
I want to see Kingdom HQ so badly, guys. But that's a split. That's a split. That's not far. So my mind is just boggled right now.
Definitely Old Town. You know, 1 inch of an entire map that hasn't even been released yet. So
yeah, well, it's awesome how you can spot this stuff, like how you can move around the map, look into every corners. But like, there's a lot of interesting stuff over here.
Basically. So this is actually what we looked at before. This is on a lot of screens in.
I guess this is a Radionite boxes, but that's what it looks like to me.
In Icebox, this is the 87%, whatever it's called. This is some sort of Radionite. It looks like some sort of radar thing going on here, especially there. Now we can actually.
Ooh, that's also on Bind, which basically is against Kingdom. I'm pretty sure Cypher put this, or Atlas, because this was the same thing on Bind, basically anti-Kingdom core propaganda. So it's possible that someone from Bind, like a scientist, took it and is now looking into it, what it actually means.
We see in very clear format that there is in fact a person here, and in fact this
could be potentially Kingdom Core CEO.
Joked about the clickbait. I might clickbait this myself. It goes into a facility and it, seeing what's inside. But
I love this ship.
I think we tried to go underneath. And as you can, I mean, this is stuff that you've never seen before, I suppose, but obviously I've seen this stuff quite a lot because I've been re-reviewing the footage a bit. We don't really have a lot of information on the shipwreck still, though. Obviously, we can.
I did do a lore on the ship if you guys want to check it out. It's pretty much awesome.
See it, but there wasn't either anything underneath it either. And now we're going to points it doesn't. So
ooh, that was the plane. Sorry about that. That was the plane we were talking about in my very, very old video, if you remember. Basically, there was an under the practice range. There was basically this plane, and I asked support, and they said it was an unused prop that might get used in the future. And look, here it is. It's used.
And this is one of the cinematics that I used in the Twitter post. You can see here, obviously, just really worth me uploading it for. So that's why I do it. videos that I'm posting, obviously around the YouTube channel. But again, just a reminder, everything that we're looking at here, all the
this is something really interesting. Like, this is the armor we see before, but we have no info about it.
Control panels here and there, and we have some
we have control panels. We have like
sort of equipment here,
yeah, and we have the pods again. So this is really interesting, and this is not worn at all. So I don't know. They could be unfreezing people. They could be freezing people. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Some wordplay there. Lies case after.
This definitely makes a lot of sense, to be honest.
Looks like some sort of operating table.
Like, yeah, it looks like an operating table. We're gonna see what it actually brings.
You most likely will.
But yeah, I guess this is the stuff we're gonna see. Like, it has this face, but we don't know what it means. So definitely be sure to subscribe for more content. I think I'm gonna end it here. We've been recording this for 26 minutes. Definitely was fun. Be sure to check out Valorant Hub. And yeah, this is Fatman. Sign out. Peace, guys.